a update for my 19 books in 2019 challenge. So the last you heard from me, I was about to start reading History's Worst Crimes and the People Who Solved Them by Bill Price. This is just a sort of non-fiction book that has many stories in about many different crimes over a long period of time. It goes back to the assassination of Julius Caesar. It actually goes back. The first crime it actually talks about is the first murder of Cain and Abel. So it goes back as far as that. And then you move through the book, you come to crimes that are more recent. Now, I do have a confession to make. I have been pretty slow at reading this book, and I am actually only halfway through it. This book is a great little book. I love this book, but it's not really a book that I want to be reading from cover to cover. And I only sort of like realised that once I started trying to. I have dipped in and out of it before now. Like I dipped in and out of it when I first bought it. But trying to read it from cover to cover, it's just like there's short, sharp, like 1 to 2 pages worth of information about each crime, who committed them, whether the perpetrator was caught or not. Oh, bless me. And it doesn't give you a lot of information. So what I was finding myself doing was reading a really interesting bit about a particular crime, and then I was wanting to go on and Google and find out more information about those crimes. So it's actually taken me a lot longer to read than just a normal, like from front to back kind of book. This is one of those books that you just want to delve in and out and get a little bit of information and then go off and discover on your own a bit more about that particular crime. So what I actually did was I put this down and I picked up another book, especially because I have started another readathon, and it's going to be all the way throughout July. It's called the Book Junkie Trials. I will link a video for you down below. I am starting a new channel and it's called Nikki's Bookie Nook, and that's where I'm going to post all my book videos from now on. So this channel is going to go back to just being makeup and the odd video with my husband, and or should I say the odd mayhem with my husband. And my new channel is going to be all about my books. So my 19 books in 2019 will switch over to my new account, my second YouTube channel, so I can keep all my book stuff over there. So if you do want to carry on watching my progress on this challenge, you'll need to subscribe to my new challenge, which I will link for you down below. My new YouTube channel. So yes, I have kind of stopped reading this for now, and I've actually picked up my next book that was in the challenge, and this was to read a book with a one-word title, which is Denial by Peter James, and I have completed it. I have finished this book. It's pretty twisted. I will say that. The blurb on the back by the Daily Express is, James has been compared with Stephen King, but in many ways he's better. And I would say, having only read 60 pages of a Stephen King book before, I got a little freaked out with my first Stephen King book, and I haven't attempted any Stephen King books since. But I would say that my idea of what a Stephen King book would be like would be very similar to something like this. This creeped me out. Trigger warnings for child sexual abuse, although it's looked back as a memory, and the person looking back on it in the memory doesn't realize that it was abuse. They just looked at it as their they were loved. So it's told in a really creepy, kind of twisted kind of way. Um, this is pretty twisted. The basic story of this is that an actress, Gloria Lamarck, has taken her own life, and her devoted son Thomas is heartbroken. Something must be wrong in a world where such a tragedy is allowed to happen. How could her high-profile media star psychiatrist have failed to save such a special person whom Thomas loved in such a very special way? Dr. Tennant has a lesson to learn, a very painful one. Michael Tennant is caught up in the first flush of love, but has no idea how dangerous romance can be, for both Michael and Thomas will do anything for the women they love. So basically, Thomas, the son of Gloria Lamarck, blames his mother's psychiatrist, who is Dr. Michael Tennant, for the death of his mother, and he seeks out revenge in a very sick and twisted way. And then right in the middle of this book, there is a love scene, and I must admit, I love me some smut, I love me some Mills and Boon romance, but you could tell that a bloke had written this, because just the way the sex scene was described, you just knew it was a bloke writing it and not a woman. I'm sorry, but he called it his rock for a start. It was labelled as his rock, and there is literally the line of, oh my god, it's so big, how is it gonna fit in? I just, like, seriously, blokes, we don't think like that, okay? It's just like, it was just so typically the way a bloke would think about sex. Apparently this guy was not that great at sex, but he had a big rock. Whatever. Which was laughable, rolled my eyes at it, but okay, fine, fair enough. But the storyline specifically was good. I really enjoyed it. As I say, there was some sick and twisted bits, and then there were other bits that I kind of rolled my eyes at and was like, oh my god, are you for real? Did you really just write that? But yeah, I mean, Peter James is apparently quite a prolific writer. At the front, it shows you all of his other books, and he's obviously a prolific writer. He's got a lot of books out. I have read one other book by Peter James, and that was Perfect People. I thought that was a good book until it got to the end, and then it got a bit weird. So, yeah, I mean, would I recommend it? I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads, so yes, I suppose it was good. Roll your eyes at the sex scene, cringe a little at the uncomfortableness of the like thriller and the crime aspect of this book, but yeah, I did quite enjoy it. So that one is that one done. So by the way, I am going to continue reading this, so this will eventually get finished by the end of the year, but I'm not like specifically saying like this is the next book I'm reading. I'm just going to continue to read this, and I'll let you know when I finish it. It could be 1 month, could be 2 months, I don't know yet. The next book I am moving on to, I put this in my TBR for July. I don't know what I was thinking, but the prompt for the readathon that I'm doing was to read a book that intimidates you. And this book scares the living crap out of me, and it's in my 19 books in 2019, and I was trying to pick a couple of books from my 19 books in 2019 challenge to go into my readathon, because I've been kind of neglecting my 19 books challenge in favour of other readathons, and I really shouldn't, because I started the 19 books in 2019 challenge first. Oh my god, how many times do I say that in this video? Please don't do a drinking contest with it, you'll die. So, the book that I have chosen to read next is a classic. We're going Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte. So, yes, this is the book I will be reading next. I have to read this by the end of July in order to complete my readathon. So wish me luck, people. There is, let's have a look how many pages we're in. There's only 356 pages, which shouldn't normally give me a lot of hassle, but when you look at how small the writing is, terrifies me to within an inch of my life. So yes, I will be reading Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. I've never seen the film of this or any programme of this. I know basically what it's about. Set on the bleak moors of Yorkshire, just down the road from me, Lockwood is forced to seek shelter at Wuthering Heights, the home of his new landlord, Heathcliff. The intense and wildly passionate Heathcliff, oh my god, get your teeth in, tells the story of his life, his all-consuming love for Catherine Earnshaw, and the doomed outcome of that relationship, leading to his revenge. Poetic, complex, and grand in its scope, Emily Bronte's masterpiece is considered one of the most unique Gothic novels of its time. So, yes, and it does contain the life and times, fascinating insight into the author, their work and the time of publication, and a glossary of classic literature, useful words and phrases at your fingertips, taken from the Collins English Dictionary. So any words that I come across that I don't understand, which is mostly why classics scare the crap out of me, I can look them up in the back of this book. So that's good. So yes. I will be reading this one next. So I don't even remember how many books I have read now. I need to find my piece of paper. I seem to have lost it. I don't know where. But I will try and find it, and I will try and put it on the screen maybe as to how many books I have read now. Not including this one because obviously I haven't finished it yet. But we will see what book I'm on now, because I think I'm way behind on this. I've read more than 19 books this year so far, but not from this challenge. So I need to get my butt in gear. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And don't forget to pop on over to my new channel where all future book videos will be on there. And I will hopefully see you over there very soon as well. So thank you very much, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.